Today I'd like to talk about the hidden meaning of Christmas. There is more to the Christmas story than we get from just a surface reading of the text. And I think we can get a deeper meaning if we look at the different characters that are mentioned in the story. The first character I'd like to talk about is that of Mary. Mary represents those of us who are shunned by others because they only see our state but not the full story. They don't have the full picture. The Bible tells us that Mary was highly favored by God, yet for the people around her, she was a disgrace. She was shunned. And this is the real reason why there was no room in the inn for her. So maybe you are in a state where others are looking down at you, or they may not welcome you as part of their religious group. Maybe your views are such that the masses of the people around do not share those same views, and so you are shunned. But this doesn't mean that you are shunned by God if you're standing up for your moral principles. The second character that we see in the story is that of the wise men as a group. And so what we see that this group represent those of us who are alone because others do not share our vision. Think about it for a moment. These wise men traveled hundreds of miles from the east, yet they came alone because others in their community in the east did not have the same vision that they had. And so they traveled alone. But when they came to Judea, they were also alone. As a whole, the society was totally oblivious to the fact that something momentous had taken place. So these wise men, they were alone in the vision that they shared. So maybe you have a vision that makes you outside of the box, that others cannot see the things that you are seeing. Let me say this to you today, that this doesn't necessarily mean that you are wrong. These wise men were outside of the box. They were thinking outside of the box, but yet they were in the will and the plan of God. So having a vision that sets you apart from others doesn't necessarily mean that you are on the wrong side of things. And the third character that we see in the story is that of Herod. Herod represents people whose narcissism and self-centeredness make them blind to the fact that they can find true peace. The Bible tells us that when Herod heard about the birth of the Christ child, that he was troubled. Let's think about this for a moment. The angels came with the message of peace, goodwill to man, but yet King Herod was troubled. Why? Because he felt that this new king would disrupt his life and he would not be able to stay on the throne. Are you like Herod? Do you feel that to make God the center of your life would disrupt your lifestyle, would disrupt your pleasures, would disrupt your plans, and would take you off the throne of your life? So whether you're like Mary, who was shunned by those around her, or the wise men who were shunned by the society and people around them because they could not see their vision, or maybe you're like Herod, who you think that you have to hold on to your self-centeredness and your narcissism in order to find happiness. Whatever of these three categories you fit into, true peace will not come until you make Christ the center of your life. Merry Christmas to you all, and may God bless you in all your endeavors.